While the speculation is leaving consumers worried about being able to afford dairy products this year, dairy producers are urging USDA to help keep milk prices down. We talked to Dairy Today editor Jim Dickrell. He says the likelihood of a jump in milk prices at the store is slim, and even if prices did skyrocket, it would take quite a bit of time for this to happen.
There's been a lot of speculation in the general news media about whether milk and other dairy prices could double in 2013 if Congress fails to pass a new farm bill. So here's the deal. Yes, milk prices could double, but it's still a fairly remote possibility. If Congress fails to pass a new farm bill, dairy legislation reverts to permanent 1949 law. That law stipulates that USDA must support milk prices at 75 to 90% of parity. In November, that parity price was $52.10 a hundredweight. So 75% of that is $39. $39 is nearly double current milk prices and 4 times the current dairy support price level. In order to achieve that, however, USDA must write contracts and solicit bids for dairy commodities from processors. That, in and of itself, could take several weeks. Then, processors must provide cheese, butter, and milk powder to government specifications in packaging designed for long-term storage. Again, that could take some considerable time to meet those requirements. In the meantime, Congress could get its act together and pass new dairy legislation that would negate the whole process. Let's hope Congress acts. For Dairy Today, I'm Jim Dickrell.
Thanks, Jim. Meanwhile, the International Dairy Foods Association sent a letter to U.S. Ag Secretary Tom Vilsack last week, urging him to do whatever he can to avoid what they called a dairy cliff this year. IDFA says the secretary has the authority to help avoid skyrocketing milk prices, which would also give Congress more time to pass a farm bill this year. The organization says reverting back to the 1949 law, like Jim just talked about, would dramatically increase government spending and force consumers to pay high dairy prices, which in turn would place a long-term damage on the dairy industry.
The Dairy Today report is brought to you by John Deere and your local John Deere dealer. Nothing runs like a Deere.